So hello everyone, welcome to this week's AMA. Obviously, we are now shifting permanently to do everything on Twitter Spaces instead of the old way of Discord, right? So obviously, we're just going to go through updates for everyone, answer a few questions, and then hang out with some of you, which we've seen there, and then call it a day. So the first update we have is regarding the Chainlink co-marketing. Essentially, as all of you know, we do have an existing relationship with Chainlink, and it is a company that we have worked with before in the past. So we value our close relationship with Chainlink as they're a well-established brand in the crypto space, who are pushing for new innovations on a day-by-day basis. We've been using Chainlink actively throughout our journey and are currently utilizing them in the Bloodshop. Freddie has had many meetings in great detail with them. So maybe he can elaborate a little bit more on this in the future. But essentially, we in the past we have worked with Chainlink on other similar co-marketing opportunities. As everyone does know, they are a rather large name in the crypto space, and it is always a pleasure. They're a great team. Their marketing arm is amazing to work with. They're very clear and concise, and we all have great relationship all the time around. This time around, we will be showcasing the Blood utility token and the Bloodshop in regards to co-marketing with them. Thank you, thank you. Fred, the next update is you in case you are completely absent-minded or ate your microphone.
Oh, no, I just thought you were gonna do a little pivot, but it's okay.
Oh, sorry. You can explain a little bit about Chainlink if you want before you pivot onto the Blood Casino.
Yeah, sure. So we use Chainlink quite a lot for the Bloodshop, both for the randomness drawing of the raffles. So that's all probably fair and all good. And recently, we have also used their automation system, so it does it automatically, which is very nice. So yeah, we will be sharing more details on that and be marketing that with Chainlink in the near future. So that's very cool.
Thank you, Fred. Next point, I guess, is about the Blood Casino.
Yes. So a big, exciting update this time for the casino. I've been very hard at work, and the backend and contract stuff is nearly done for the upcoming game and the first game of the casino, which will be coin flip. I know, how exciting! So it will be coming out, I would say, within a week or so, and yeah, it's gonna be great. And on each flip there will be a fee, a small percentage fee, and this fee will be burned forever. So that should be very bullish. And if you are a big holder, there will be discounts on the fee. So that should also be great. Um, so yeah, this is just the first game, just getting started, but it will be very exciting for the coming games after that. And yeah, will be very fun to develop. So yeah.
Yes, it's very exciting. Remember, the more that you wager in the Blood Casino, that fee will be burned forever. So
Yep.
yes, just remember to gamble responsibly. Uh, yes, thank you.
Yes. There will be
Thank you.
there will be some good tools in place so you can self exclude, set limits and stuff. We want to make sure nobody goes ham.
I hope you'll be self-setting those limits, Fred.
Yep.
Thank you,
Okay, well,
Fred,
I don't
for
know if I
that
can live up
lovely
to that
bullish update.
bullish update. Yeah, but the next one is
Yeah, Fred
about the
is so
Bloodshop.
confident.
I know, he's a changed man when it's Twitter Spaces. I think that's what it is.
Might be.
Yeah, so the next one is on the Bloodshop. We haven't done one yet this year, and I know that's what a lot of people have been mentioning over the last few weeks, with the last one happening over Christmas time, and now it's well into February. People have been wanting a Bloodshop restock, so we're glad to say that one will be happening this weekend. As usual, for those who aren't quite aware, we usually drop them in 2 waves so that people in different time zones will at least have access to one of the waves. So the first wave of the Bloodshop will be happening at 4 p.m. EST on Friday, and then the second wave will be happening 12 hours after that at 4 a.m. EST. So obviously, as usual, none of these waves are region locked or anything like that. And if you want to and are available for both waves, you can go for both of them. This is just almost setting them 12 hours apart, just in case one of them is in the middle of the night for you. Then hopefully the other one will at least be in the daytime where you'll have access to at least one of them. So we're going to have different items in both waves of the restock as well. And some of the feedback over the last few weeks as well have been that a lot of the last Bloodshop restocks have been a bit repetitive. So over the last week, we've been working on seeing how many different prizes we can get in there and if we can switch it up a bit for this one so that more people can win. And we have a vaster array of prizes for people to be able to purchase. As usual, we'll be having some first come, first served opportunities. So you would have to be there at the start of the wave, as I'm pretty sure they're going to go out of stock fast. But then there will also be raffle opportunities as well, where, you know, it doesn't really matter how soon you enter. So if you need to wait for your next blood bag as well to get the correct amount of blood to make as many entries as you want, that'll be fine as well, as they'll be open for 2 weeks, as they usually are when we do a Bloodshop restock. So we'll be posting more information in the Discord tomorrow with exactly the timings of the waves and what you should expect as a little recap before Friday. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, be sure to do so, and they'll be posted in the announcements channel tomorrow.
Thank you, Ryan. I hope everyone heeds that that announcement clearly. And the next point is that regarding the Ducky Plushie, Ducky. I shouldn't have said that so fast, it'd be weird. And essentially, we are thrilled to receive such positive feedback from the Ducky Plushie that we revealed during last week's pre-AMA announcements, and which we mentioned and threw a couple of pictures and videos up during the AMA itself. Essentially, we can't wait for all of you to begin receiving yours. Production on all these plushies are still underway. And if you have not yet received your discount code, Zoid should be contacting you soon with details on how to claim yours. Yes, so keep an eye out for additional opportunities to get one. Perhaps we'll have some in this week's Bloodshop. Perhaps there will be some up for some giveaways. You just never know. But essentially, once these plushies are gone, we don't tend to make them ever again, especially in that design. So, if you want to collect some, IRL SVS merch, something that's cute and fun and, kind of a nice memory to have around, please think, please, like, you can try to get one, try to win one. Regardless, it's a great opportunity for a little bit of fun for everyone. Thank you. I think the last point is on you, Ryan, that I shall add a little bit more towards after that.
So the last update for today is just regarding some fulfillment items from the shop. As we mentioned in last week's pre-AMA announcement as well, Zoid now has an email, so he's our fulfillment guy. So if you ever win a prize from either a Bloodshop or a blood bag or anything like that, and you need to receive it, then he's your guy. So over the last week or so, we've been fulfilling a lot more prizes. So hopefully most people should have received their prizes as well. If there are any pending, then it's likely any that might have been missed from over a few blood bags ago or something like that. So if you are ever still waiting for a prize, I do see a couple of comments every now and again saying that you've received prizes that you won recently, but there are still some older ones that need to be fulfilled. So if that's ever the case with you, where obviously you've received a more recent prize, but you're still waiting for an older one, then it's likely there was an issue or something like that. So always feel free to reach out to Zoid, as we want to make sure that there's never any prizes that go unfulfilled. Obviously, if you win a prize, you're entitled to it. So we want people to be able to contact as easy as possible. So you can send an email to him, which is zoid@svs.gg, or you can DM him on Discord as well. So if you are still waiting for a prize, we'll make sure to get that to you as soon as possible.
Perfect. Thank you, Ryan. Oh, sorry, that was a very loud throat clear. Essentially, the last point, which was not reflected in the updates, just quickly, is that regarding Layer TV. I personally, I'm in talks with some projects through some community members, and we're trying to work out a couple possible Layer TV episodes. Obviously, we are trying to find a time that works for both, for everyone, right? In the sense where it's mutually beneficial for both projects, but generally we are pretty easy, and we are close to working out some dates where we can just have a chat with some of these projects who are up and coming, stuff like that. So one of these projects, shout out Hello Robo B, was reached out by Robo. He just kind of DM'd me, and he asked if we were okay to make an introduction, and then we just kept going from there, kind of trying to work some things out, right? So just a reminder and update for everyone that if any of you are in ties with a project that you may be interested to, or even if it's not a project, or if someone notable in the space, or anyone like that, we're more than keen to explore the options. You can just DM me or DMT or Mars or something like that, and then we can work something out, right? Generally, we are pretty easy. Obviously, the AMA days are set in stone, but I shall do everything I can in my time to be able to make room for Twitter Spaces as a guest. I think on that note, we can go on to a couple questions. Ryan?
Yes, so the first one is, will there be some different items in the Bloodshop this time compared to previous times? I mentioned this slightly in the Bloodshop announcement, but maybe we can go a bit more into detail.
Essentially, yes. The answer to this question is yes. We are trying to make it different, trying to make it fun, trying to make it possible where as many people can get their hands on some prizes from us as possible, right? I said possible twice in that sentence. That's not ideal. But yeah, essentially the idea is to keep it spicy, keep it fun, keep it different, and try to get as many people as possible to get their hand on the prizes. We will also have some Succy plushies in there as one of your chances to get one of the 100 that will be produced. So, maybe this will be a good opportunity for some of you to get your hands on one of the plushies, as we say. Okay, next question I have for Fred is what happened to the badges? Will we be getting any new ones anytime soon?
Yeah, so for the badges, we're always hearing suggestions, but we definitely have some plan for the casino when there'll be lots of possibilities for some cool badges like high roller, betting big, stuff like that. And so that should be exciting and a cool way to show your gambling.
Gambling. I think a high roller badge would be very, very cool.
Very cool, yeah.
Very cool for all of you gamblers out there. Okay, next question is for Ryan. How does one get a Sucky Ducky plushie?
Yeah, so we mentioned this earlier, but in the Bloodshop this week, we're going to try and have as many different prizes as possible compared to ones that you might have seen in the past. And one of those, obviously, is one of our biggest things at the moment, is going to be these plushies. So the first opportunity for you to get one after now will be in the Bloodshop this Friday at 4 p.m. EST. That's when the first wave is, and the second one 12 hours later. I do believe there's about 40 or 50 plushies left. For those who haven't kept up with the announcements, there's only 100 of them, and we've gave away about half so far. They'll never be for purchase. We're just giving them away, and we want to get them into the hands of as many holders as possible. And we do think the Bloodshop is a good way to do this, as obviously the people who are going to be there for the Bloodshop restock are the people who have blood to spend. They want to spend it on different items, including both the physical and digital goods. So we do believe this is a good way to get them into the active holders' hands. So that'll be the next opportunity in the Bloodshop this weekend. And then we'll still have some left after that to do a couple more giveaways before they're ready to ship out in the coming weeks. The next question is, can we still come up and ask questions now that the AMAs are on Spaces and not in Discord?
Essentially, yes, everyone can Twitter Spaces works in the same way. You can just raise your hand anytime during the spaces, but obviously we will keep this section towards the end, but you can just keep your hand raised, and then towards the end we will just pull you up, and then you can ask any question you have, right? We do enjoy this, and we do encourage as many of you to do this as possible. Obviously, you don't have to always have a question. Even if you just want to, come have a few words with us, have a small chat, that works too. So, no worries. Next question for Mr. Ryan. Ryan is: are we going to see you breeding anytime soon?
Yeah, so this is a good question, and this is one that people have been asking almost for the best part of a year now. As for most people know, the Blood Pact, which is our quote-unquote breeding mechanism, was in the second roadmap, as well as in our most recent third one. As we mentioned in last week when we went through the roadmap again as well, the different parts on the roadmap, as you'll see, there's part 1, part 2, part 3, aren't in any necessary order. These are just things that people should expect to see on the roadmap alongside other things in the meantime. Obviously, there's 6 things on the roadmap, but we're going to be doing more than that. Obviously, those aren't the only 6 things you should be expecting from SVS this year. These are just some of the highlights that we want people to get excited for. As we've mentioned in the last couple of AMAs, the Twitter rewards program was going to be the first thing that was going to be released, but due to some issues with Twitter, that was slightly pushed back. So the Blood Casino is what we've been focused on as well. So the Twitter rewards program and the Blood Casino will likely be one of the first two things on the roadmap to be completed. But people will still know that the Blood Pact is on the roadmap. So this is still something that we do plan to do. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that come into this, depending on what is the best time to release this, what is the best way to execute it. Because I know a lot of people know that the Blood Pact is our breeding type mechanism, but don't know exactly what that is. And that is something that will be kept under wraps until closer and closer to the time. So unfortunately, this answer to the question is quite vague, but the Blood Pact is still something that we very much plan to do. It's just a question of when, but that's why it's still on this roadmap 3.0. And as we work through the different points, we'll be giving more and more teasers on what to actually expect from it as it gets closer to releasing. And I think the final question for today, unless anyone else has any more and raises their hand at the end, is why have we gone for a casino? I think this question is for Fred.
Yeah, that is a very good question. What could a casino possibly have to do with an NFT? But I'll tell you, it's very cool that we can use our blood token for gambling. And it should hopefully keep a bunch of you engaged and burn blood, which maybe it will burn more blood than is produced, and that'll be bullish. Yeah.
Isn't
it?
Anyway, essentially, casino in the sense where everyone earns a ton of blood and stuff like that can be a little bit of a fun concept, something for like you guys to play along with each other. Pause, that sounded a bit mad. But essentially just simple concept, and also on a deeper level, some of you may be pretty addicted to gambling and maybe recovering addicts like Freddie. So this is a good, clear way of you still being able to enjoy that itch. To feed into your degeneracy, as Kevin368 and 369 has said. Essentially, you get to play in a casino setting with a bunch of blood tokens, and it's kind of like real money, right? Because that blood tokens can be used for other stuff within our ecosystem, So thank you very much. Hopefully that clears up everyone's questions. I don't see any hands raised for my boy Robo B. If there's anything else that comes up, you can just let me know. And on that note, I think we're done for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into this week's AMA. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.